do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start, boys? In a second, we'll go over it. I'll tell you where we start. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA videos. I make NFL videos. I already have my NFL video up for the Thursday Night Showdown. I will have a Saturday video up for NFL, and I will also have a Sunday video up for NFL. If you don't know what this subreddit is, it's called DF Sports. People make posts here. They talk strategy. Really, really good place to be. As you can see, a lot of people talk strategy here. My post, where's my post? My post here for NBA, NFL, I post updates with all the news that comes out. People talk strategy here. People ask questions. As you can see, it's just really informative. People ask me questions on pivots. I'll always help you guys. So if you ever have questions, please, 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 always remember to ask me. You can do it here on this subreddit. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Reddit through Messenger, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter at ToryLangley1992. And then if Discord, beautiful place, beautiful, beautiful place here. Just a ton of people you can talk to, talk strategy. We have people playing NBA, we have people playing NFL, we have people playing soccer. Like the Discord's just jamming all day long. We have people play NHL, as you can see here. We have people who play MMA. Every single sport, people talking strategy for pretty much everything. So, yeah, I'll have a link to that below if that's something you're interested in. So, break even day for me. I cashed on night slate. Did not cash on the main slate. Where do I start, man? I finally didn't have an injury, but where do we start? Where, why? Where do we start here? Low-owned Damian Lillard. Absolutely smashed. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I was like, yes. I got low-owned Damian Lillard right. He's absolutely smashing. Loses minutes in the fourth because of a massive freaking random blowout. Actually, it wasn't random. Spurs are just terrible. Loses minute in a blowout. He loses 3 to 4 minutes. Should have went for 65 plus. Gary Trent Jr. You guys want to know who I had here? I had Emmanuel quickly. And I had to swap to Gary Trent because Jalen Brunson got rolled in. So I swapped to Gary Trent. I was in Discord saying all day I think Gary Trent is an absolutely terrible play at this ownership on a 10-game slate. And I still played him anyway. Gary Trent was absolute fish food tonight. I deserve to be punished. I put him in my lineup. You guys should all be ashamed of me. I deserve to be punished. I'm a fish for playing Gary Trent. Terrible play at this price tag. And at this ownership on a 10-game slate. Just a terrible play. I made a mistake. I take that. As you guys know, I admit to mistakes. This was definitely a mistake. But he got into random massive foul trouble. Only plays 25 minutes. Pascal Siakam has the best matchup he's played against all season long. All season long, he's had the best. This is the best matchup specifically for him with how Sacramento plays their defense. This literally tailors to Pascal Siakam's strengths. I had him as a core play today. 33 fantasy points in 43 minutes in the best possible matchup. 50% owned Charles Bassey. Picks up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Comes back in the third. Picks up a third. Instantly pulled. Third quarter. Picks up a fourth right away. Right back to the bench. Faders get extremely bailed out. Low-owned R.J. Barrett. Massive foul trouble. This game goes into overtime. He fouls out before overtime. Daniel Gafford was phenomenal. I told people, nope, still loved Gafford off the bench. Taj Gibson didn't really change anything. So, yeah, man, extremely annoying main slate for me. The core that I had for today was Bogdan Bogdanovic, Pascal Siakam, Charles Bassey, Daniel Gafford. Bassey 4.7x. Gafford absolutely destroyed the slate. Siakam was the bust. Bogdan Bogdanovic 5.8x. 3 out of 4 on the core. But when you have your spend up dusting you like this, it doesn't matter. So, night slate saved the day. So, Monte Morris, Bones, Kawhi, Kyle Anderson, Daniel Gafford, Jalen Noel, Paul George, Anthony Edwards was my lineup. The core that I had for night slate was Kyle Anderson, smash. Kawhi Leonard, smash. Daniel Gafford, smash. Jalen Noel, terrible. And then I told everyone I was going to play for this Washington game to blow out. It didn't blow out, but I told everyone I wanted Bones Highland in my lineup. We all got to Bones Highland. Absolutely destroyed the slate at 17%. I told everyone I really liked Monte Morris as well. Absolute smash. So, break even day for me. So, I think I'll take that. I'll definitely take that with how the night was ending up. So, let's go over this 4-game slate for tomorrow. Got an interesting one here. Milwaukee at Memphis. So it is, I would say a fine matchup. Memphis is 10th in pace and 6th in defensive rating. So middle of the road here matchup wise. No Drew Holiday. I think Giannis looks great if you can afford him. He'll probably play mid-30s minutes. Be the clear number 1 on this team. I think the price tag's reasonable. I don't know if there'll be enough value to get him in. But if you feel comfortable with the value, by all means, I think Giannis makes for one of, if not the best spend-ups on the slate. Chris Middleton, I think looks good again here. Again here at 6.8K. Lost minutes due to the blowout. I don't know if you guys remember last year, but when Drew was out, we were jamming in Chris Middleton in our lineups until he got to like 8.5K. So Chris Middleton's too cheap here once again. I assume he'll probably be a pretty popular play. I'm fine with it. I think he looks pretty good here once again. Now, Bobby Portis here played 32 minutes. We'll take a look at the rotation together. I haven't looked at this yet. I just want to make sure that his rotation wasn't due to any foul trouble or anything. So, checked in the first, came in the second, played a lot in the second, then came back in for Grayson Allen, I believe, or he come in for Giannis. Came in for Giannis, played a lot in the second, played a lot in the fourth. Would have closed if that game didn't blow out. So he probably would have played a little bit more. So if we're going to continue to get these minutes from Bobby Portis at 6.2K, then yeah, I think he's a pretty solid play. Now, the only thing downside about this is he's probably going to be over-owned after 2 very, very big games. But yeah, assuming we get similar run from Bobby Portis at 6.2K, I think he's a pretty solid play. Brook Lopez at 5.8K. I don't understand the price tag. Too pricey. Doesn't have a ceiling. And then this grouping of the guards, Grayson Allen, Javon Carter. Javon Carter going to do more of the ball handling. Grayson Allen more of the scoring reliant. I think Grayson has the higher ceiling. I think Javon has the higher floor. I think Javon will probably play a little bit more than Grayson Allen as well. So I think he's a fair value. I think Grayson's a fair value. Not smashes at these prices, but definitely fair values. Pat Connaughton surprisingly only played 19 minutes last game. If I knew Pat Connaughton was going to play mid-20s minutes, I would like him, but definitely a concern that he did only play 19 minutes last game. George Hill was in the rotation. You saw where is he? You saw Wesley Matthews in the rotation. So I don't think I'll be going to anyone else. I don't think it's necessary. Let's move on to Memphis. So tough matchup here for Memphis. The Milwaukee Bucks are they're fast-paced, 14th in pace, first in defensive rating. So Desmond Bane going to continue to be out here. John Morant, tough matchup. Drew is out though. That could help a little bit. So I'm perfectly fine if you want to go to Ja. He is one of the highest usage rates in the league. Triple-double upside, pretty much every slate. Just a clear alpha on this team. I wish it was a better matchup. I think getting to the rim might be a little bit harder in the spot. We all know Ja likes to get to the rim, but I'm perfectly fine with Ja as a spend up. I think I might prefer going a bit more balanced or trying to get up to Giannis. I'm not really too sure yet, but I think Ja's completely fine. Jaren Jackson Jr. at this price tag, a little bit concerning. He's not going to play huge minutes. He's going to be matched up against Giannis, so there is the concern of foul trouble. So I'm not high on Jaren Jackson Jr. at all tomorrow. I think he's fish food. Dylan Brooks at this price tag, same thing. Not high on him at all. I think that's too expensive. Tyus Jones, too expensive. Steven Adams at 5.2, I just classify him as a very safe play. Not going to kill you, not going to win you a tournament. Fine as the last man in. Does have double-double upside, but that's a rare occasion. Yeah, I think Adams is safe. Doesn't have a ceiling, but probably won't kill you. Clark, overpriced, junk contract, probably going to play mid-20s minutes. Fair value, I guess you could say. Guy's good rebounder. Okay scorer, not anything special. Yeah, fine with Contra on like a last man in type of deal. Then yeah, man. I think that's it for Memphis. I really wish. Wait, is he back on the Grizzlies? He was in the G League. Give this guy a chance. Can someone pick Kenneth Lawson Jr. up? This guy is really freaking good. Um, People probably look at his body statue and just don't even give him a chance, but the guy is extremely, extremely talented. So, phenomenal matchup here for Miami. Houston. Serious, guys, go watch some Kenneth Lawson Jr. highlights. He was my Summer League GOAT. Rockets 16th in pace. I will have Summer League content up to 26th in defensive rating. So, Butler, I believe, will be back. Yeah, just injury management. So we're going to assume he's going to be back. I think there is a chance Bam could be out. So we'll have to monitor that. But right now we'll go over it assuming everyone's in. So it's a phenomenal matchup. There definitely is some blowout risk here. But I think Butler, I think Bam, I think Tyler Herro all look like fine to solid plays. These three are going to dominate the usage. They're all going to play close to 40 minutes. They're all going to eat in a phenomenal matchup. Been playing guards against Houston all season long. So Harrow, Bam, Butler, I think are all pretty solid plays up against Houston. The only risk is basically blowout risk or foul trouble. But point per dollar, I think they're pretty solid plays. I think I might prefer Tyler Harrow to Butler and Bam Adebayo, but like all three. Kyle Lowry's just there for me at 6.7K. I just feel like the ceiling playing alongside those other guys is just pretty low at this price tag. So more of a contrarian play for me. Caleb Strauss, no thank you with Butler back. Oladipo, I think could be out. No really interest there. Well, and then if Bam and Oladipo are out, I'll make updates tomorrow on the Reddit. Tough matchup here for Houston. Miami's 28th in pace, and they are 7th in defensive rating. So everyone's going to see the matchup. They're all going to stay away from this team. So you know what that makes them? That makes them all good GPP plays. If this was a regular slate and Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green at these respective prices, I think would be solid plays. I think they would be a little bit too cheap. But given the matchup, nobody is going to play these guys. So I think Kevin Porter Jr., I think Jalen Green, I think Alfred Sengun are all good GPP plays. Point per dollar, I might prefer the cheapest of Jalen Green. Sengun has a very tough matchup specifically, so he might be my least favorite. But yeah, if you want to take a shot on one of these guys for GPPs, I still think they have a ceiling in this matchup given the price tag. So I think they're all fine GPP plays. I think my favorite play on this team is going to be Jabari Smith at 5.5K. Just in the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing that much. 22 minutes, 30 minutes, 28, 29. Let's go back for the past week. 39 minutes, 34 minutes, 35 minutes, 29 minutes in a blowout. Wasn't massive foul trouble too. If we're going to continue to get like 38 minutes of Jabari Smith Jr., guy that can stuff the stat sheet, a very good rebounder, good scorer as well, I think he makes for actually a pretty solid play. I'm assuming he's going to project pretty well tomorrow, even in a tough matchup. Eric Gordon, you guys know the drill by now. Going to play 30-ish minutes. Very, very scoring reliant. Playable value. Not going to go out of my way to go there. Can we please play Terry Eason more? This guy is so phenomenal and only playing 20 minutes a game. I don't understand it. Has a ceiling. Always in play for GPPs because he can do shit like this. Go for 40 in 20 minutes. Go for 34 in 20 minutes. Go for 40 in 20 minutes. So, yeah, Terry Eason is always an interesting GPP play to me. So, Pelicans at Utah. We just saw this game happen, I believe, the other day. Utah's 11th in pace. 22nd defensive rating. So Zion absolutely destroyed them in a blowout here. Price barely moved. I like Zion quite a bit here once again. I think he point per dollar might be the best spend up on the slate. I think it's just much easier to get to him with not a lot of value. So up against Utah, I think it's a good spot. I would consider Zion a big. Bigs have been absolutely destroying Utah. So like Zion, CJ McCollum has been god freaking awful, but does have a ceiling if he's hitting his shots. Assist, how does he have 0 assists? Would like his assist rates to be up to where it was here, but yeah, man, he's just been god awful. But he'll be the number 2 clear offensively. It's a good spot. Actually, their wing defense is very good, so 3-point shots might be a little bit tough, but I'm fine with CJ. The guy that I really like tomorrow is Jonas Valanciunas at 5.4K. Played 19 minutes, got into massive foul trouble, and it was a blowout. So I think he was on pace to play pretty big minutes in this Utah game. So if I'm right, if I think Jonas Valanciunas is going to play 30 minutes in a nut spot against Utah, I absolutely love him tomorrow. Just know the minutes are never secure, but I love Jonas Valanciunas tomorrow. Trey Murphy, no thank you at that price tag. Larry Nance, fine play, but didn't play as much as I thought he would, even with Jonas Valanciunas foul trouble. Herb Jones on a limit, hard to go there. If Herb Jones is going to continue to be on a limit, you can consider a guy like Najee Marshall, but we'll have to monitor that news. So let's go on to Utah, guys. And yeah, Pelicans. Where are the Pelicans? 12th in pace and 3rd in defensive rating. So not much stands out here. They're all, I think, priced appropriately. Like Mark, priced appropriately. Clarkson, Olynyk, Beasley, Vanderbilt, all priced right. I think my favorite play here is Mike Conley. Played 29 minutes in a blowout. I think 5.3K is too cheap for him. So, yeah, I think Conley is definitely a solid play tomorrow. If you want to keep riding the NAW hot streak, be my guest. But I think he got there because the blowout. We'll actually take a second to look at that. If you guys don't know this site, you should definitely be using it. Yeah, got there in the blowout. So I think NAW is probably fish food tomorrow, so I will not be going there. So this site is popcornmachine.net. You can look at all the rotations. Extremely, extremely helpful. Phoenix at the Clippers. We just saw the Clippers play tonight. Clippers 23rd in pace, 5th in defensive rating. So hard to say right now. We have Cam Johnson, Payne, Jay Crowder all out for tomorrow. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton questionable. Here's what I'll say. Booker, Ayton, if they're both in, nothing stands out to me. I think Booker is a fine option. Chris Paul at that price would be priced appropriately. I think Ayton at this price tag would just be fine. And then like Craig, priced appropriately. There is no campaigns. You're probably going to have like Damian Lee, Landry Shamet, doing a bit more ball handling. But with Chris Paul and DeAndre, or with Booker and Ayton in, they wouldn't really be priorities. They would definitely be playable with no pain, but they wouldn't be priorities. Now, Booker and Ayton are out. We're going to have lots to like here. Chris Paul is going to look amazing at 8.2K. Bridges going to look really good at 6.5K. Unless he shoots 4 for 24 again. Craig would be a fine value. And then this value of Damian Lee, Landry Shamet, I think both would look pretty good. Landry Shamet started, played 32 minutes, went for 28 fantasy points. Going to be a low usage guy, but you know, all these minutes and usage go around. I think they'd be 2 pretty good value plays. And then you're going to get Bismack and Jock Landale, probably splitting these center minutes. Both would be very good value plays. So potentially a lot to like on the Suns tomorrow. Phoenix. Where's Phoenix? 20th in pace. They are 11th in defensive rating. So I assume Kawhi is going to rest. I assume John Wall will be back. I didn't know Zubac had a knee discomfort. We're going to have to monitor that. Is that game up tonight? I want to see who checked in for him. I did not know he left with knee soreness, so that's going to be interesting to see. Zubac left with knee soreness. Who came in for him? Covington? They go small with Covington. Interesting. So, assuming Kawhi Leonard is out, I think Paul George stands out as one of the best spin-ups too. Just the usage, going to be insane. He's off his limits, playing huge minutes right now. So, do like Paul George quite a bit. If Kawhi Leonard's out, John Wall, no thank you. Zubac, we're going to have to monitor if he plays or not. If he is out, we'll just have to see who they start. Probably going to be more minutes for guys like Covington, Batum, Marcus Morris potentially. So we'll have to monitor that. And then with Kawhi out, I think Batum's probably going to start. I think he's a pretty solid value at 4.4K. So we'll monitor that center situation tomorrow. I hope this helped you guys out, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.